And we're live. That is good. Hey, everybody. I am Lewis Porter Jr., and you are enjoying another lovely episode of Transparency Agenda. It is Wednesday, the 8th. It's been a very busy week. Today was a very stressful day. Had some things come up in my personal life that were not the best, but in a good way. They were helpful. So I'm very thankful they happened the way they did. So I decided today I'm going to talk about some fun stuff that I enjoy. I think it's interesting. So I said, let's talk about some art. Because to me, there's nothing better than artwork. So I enjoy that. So we'll be talking about that today. But of course, first, we got to do what we always do. Got to take care of our friends and our buddies. I'll go first with this one. Rising Sun, of course, the Rising Sun Kickstarter. If you're not familiar with it, Cool Mini or Not is doing another Kickstarter. If you're not familiar with who Cool Mini or Not is, I suggest you Google that name and check them out. If you're very familiar, they've done very well. And this Kickstarter that is literally a day old, I think it's like 24 hours, maybe a little more, like maybe 30 hours old, has already raised $1.6 million. And they've got 26 more days to go. Thankfully enough, their initial pledge was only 300,000. So they beat it by a factor of 5 already. So these guys are going to probably get I'm guessing maybe $3 million after this, after it's all said and done. Which is kind of crazy when you think about it. It's like, wow, why even kickstart? I mean, they've got fans. I mean, good Lord, they've got fans. That so far it's like nearly, almost 16,500 people interested. So, hey, man, that's impressive. I can't say I'll put my jealousy on it. That's amazing. I wish we could do that. If we could do that, things would be different in my life. But yeah, I think they did a good job. I'm very impressed with it. And I must admit, the artwork they're having is pretty cool. And it's doing minis, so it's like, cool looking minis, looking cool, looking awesome. It's kind of hard to beat, so they look like they're doing some really cool stuff. I like what they've done. And they've got some great add-ons. That was a cool thing. They've done a lot of great add-ons I think that people will find interesting and find useful. So that's another great piece. So also with that, let's talk about our buddies at Esper Genesis. Link up for everybody. As always, I'm putting them in Facebook. You'll see them in YouTube in a little bit, of course. Let's see where they are right now. I looked at them earlier, but let's get the most updated. So boom, refresh. They're $4 away from 2,500. Their goal is 8,000. Boom. So they're moving right along. It's I guess it's the end of day one, or it's been 24 hours. So they're moving along with a good pace. They're a pace for the 40,000. I don't think it's 40,000, but that's what they say. But so I'm guessing they'll probably be somewhere around 10, 15 based on this kind of thread. I think it's a good deal. If you are a fan of 5E, you might want to check them out. It's going to be science fiction, very, very science fiction, very, very. If you've seen the artwork, I'm a big fan of the artwork. They use some artists that I've used. One of the people who did I guess the cover for the core manual, which you can see is Santi Casas, who did the cover for New Exodus, and also did Santi do the cover? Yeah, Santi also did the homage piece for the X-Men 141 with Wolverine and Kitty Pryde. We did it for New Exodus. So if you like that artwork, I suggest you check it out. There's a lot of it in this book, and I've seen a lot of it, so I think it looks awesome. But I think artwork is awesome if you do great artwork, and he does. So that's kind of an easy sell to me. Yeah, I just say, hey man, it's just good artwork. It's good artwork. That's what I like. It's good stuff. So I suggest you check them out. Oh, by the way, I almost forgot. Oh my God, it threw my mind. So on Saturday, we're going to be doing a special edition with the guys who are doing Esper Genesis, Alligator Alley Entertainment. They're local guys, so we're going to do our special show through YouTube. I'll put a link up, of course, on Facebook when we go live. I'm planning it for 9 to 11. That's our open time for it. So if you're a fan of it and you want to see what we're doing, see behind the scenes, or learn more about it, you can definitely do that. It's a great information. You can ask questions. The developer Rich will be there. Rich has been doing a lot of work with me personally on Infinite Dungeon. Great guy. Brian, his partner, is going to be also there. They can talk about lots of fun stuff. Brian also owns a local store down here, the Venture Game Store. I should put that link in. I guess I have to type it fast. Oh, my finger is not fast right now. You might want to check them just to find out even the most basic stuff like a lot of people don't realize, running a game store is, very complex, and running a game store, who actually has a publisher too. That's kind of an interesting spin of things. Come on, Facebook link, yes. Boom. Let me put it in here real quick. Got to throw it in here real quick. There's a proper in a second, but yeah, Brian has a great store. It's one of my local stores I go to very regularly. I think a lot of people will be happy to actually, if you're a publisher, I would suggest asking some questions about retailing, because that's something that a lot of publishers don't do. They don't get the access to the retailer as much as they should, and I think it's a great opportunity to sit and talk with somebody who actually he's buying your games. So that's the guy you want to talk to. That's where the real money is. That's where the excitement is. So that's what I would do. So today was a kind of interesting day. I mean, on a personal note, but on the cool stuff that happened this morning, I was going through Pinterest like I always am. You know me, I'm a big Pinterest fan. And I was looking at artwork, and this little piece came up, and I saw it. I'm linking for everybody. I saw it, and it pops up, boom, boom, and you can click on it. You can follow. This is a thread that's in Facebook, and you can see it. And it's like you see this piece, and the first thing I thought when I saw this piece was, "Wow, man! First of all, it's an awesome piece. It's an awesome piece of art. If you haven't, you will see it if you click the link. It is incredibly interesting. I don't know who the artist is. Actually, that's not true. I do know who he is. I don't know him personally, but I saw the art piece. I just really liked it. I thought it was an amazing piece. And it just came to me. I was like, this is how I see a hobgoblin. People, which is funny to me, people looking at this piece, enjoying the piece, and one of the comments people said, "Oh, it's kind of short." And I'm like, well, there's no judgment on height, but I just think people just see bulky person, they think it's a short person. I saw him as being kind of a larger guy, like Samoan-esque. That kind of large, stocky kind of guy. And I thought, oh, that's interesting. And for me, this is really what I think is a hobgoblin. I mean, hobgoblins, I don't like, okay, let me step back a couple paces so you understand what's really going on. So, while working in Neo Exodus, I kept saying, oh, I really don't like some of the traditional monsters and what they've done, and they made them to a certain way. And like Paizo redefined how their goblins look, and that's kind of their proper, their intellectual property. And to me, it's like, I don't like the way, I think they're too goofy looking. I think they're cute, and I don't really like that. I like them to be more vicious. Did I leave my notepad in the thing? Yes, of course. So the notepad, you might see this notepad picture I took about a week or so ago. It's a yellow notepad, and I'm talking about goblin kind. And I'm looking at goblins. I'm looking at goblins and hobgoblins and bugbears, and I'm really looking at them. How would I see them? What I think could be more interesting and make them more different? What can make them even scarier? So, my version of goblins, I see them as being really crafty, silent killers. Very, very guerrilla warfare, very, very, we've got the numbers, we can take anybody down, that kind of mentality. Not the funny, haha, isn't that cute? No, I never really liked that. I thought that was kind of a silly thing to do. I mean, people think goblin, they're not really like, oh, goblin, how dangerous could it be? And I'm a big believer in taking ideas like that and punching people right in the face with them. Because you should be terrified of monsters. Some people are like, oh, it's only a goblin. What's the worst it could do? I mean, it's only a goblin. What do I got to worry about? And that's kind of the wrong attitude. I think the attitude should be, oh my God, it's a goblin. Better watch out. There's probably tons of them out here. They're probably going to cut us really low. We got to watch out. And that's kind of the feeling I want people to have with this. And, people like the image and it's come across. And I think it touched my soul. At least that's how I feel. And, that's the interesting thing when I'm looking at art. I'm usually looking for something that's, for me, so different that it kind of goes against the grain of what you expect things to be. For all you don't know, for some people who don't know, which I'm kind of surprised by this, I have a very large Pinterest page. I have I actually got a decent amount of followers on this page. As everybody knows, I like art. So if you're ever interested in some art, I suggest you check out my page. I put the link in here. And I gotta tag that in the notes. So jeez, this is why I need a producer to help me do stuff like this. So when I talk about it, I'm gonna stop and Ugh. If I was a better typist, it'd actually be better, but what can I say? So my Pinterest page has a lot of artwork. I forgot how many pieces it actually has. I think it was like, it says 5,000, but I don't believe it's that many. I don't really believe. Well, maybe. I got a lot of art in here. So one of my most popular boards, I have a couple popular boards. My character design board is very, very popular. The art sequence and art scene and sequence, and my monster one. And I always tell people, go check those ones out for creative sake. I mean, look, the character design one has almost 1,800 different pieces of art in there. And whenever I see something cool that I like, fantasy speaking, I just grab it and I put it in there. And I tell people who work for me, especially artists, I'm like, look through these, look through this art, or even better, if I'm looking to do a piece, I'm like, I find a piece that I like say, see if I can see something cool really quickly. See, now I'm looking like, ooh, which one does I like? Which one do I like? Just I've got so many pieces, and you get drawn into. So let's do. Okay, let me see if I can do this piece. Let me see if I can get you this. Actually, see this page. Copy image address. Let me see if this works. It may or may not, but you'll know. So here's a piece from Yammer Ors. Yammer has worked for me. He's done work for Paizo. That piece appealed to me when I first saw it. I was like, I really like that piece. But say I want to do a cross with something like, here's a good piece. This is a good piece to cross with. Copy image address. Something like also with this. And let's add in finally a little something different. Let's see if I can find something a little radically different that you wouldn't expect to see. This one. This is something I wouldn't expect to see. It's very kind of Machine Smith-esque. Boom. So these three pieces you can give to any artist, have them look at it, have them interpret it, and say, yeah, okay, I'm looking for this kind of look, combined with this kind of look, combined with this kind of look. And that's how I usually do with my artists. I give them pieces like this to work from, to give them a lot of just basic inspiration and just ways to get them inspired to do good stuff. And I keep I wouldn't use the word lax, but lax is probably the best word I can think of. When I describe, and a lot of people I know give art direction lots of different ways. I'm very, very kind of hands off. What I suggest for anybody, if you don't know anything about art and you want to, because I mean, too many people come in. All right, Jesus, before I'm getting all convoluted here. So I'm a graphic designer and I've got a lot of experience dealing with that kind of stuff. So I know artistically how things should shape up. For me to better understand artists, I took a drawing class. Maybe it's almost been 10 years ago. And I found the class to be very fascinating and very interesting. And I think it's always helped me dealing with artists and also picking art that I think would be appropriate and would be work for me. So I think a lot of people just don't have ideas. They have their idea in their head and they can't get it on the paper because they can't draw it. They know it's in their head. My thing is I have ideas in my head, but I know certain things look better than other things. So instead of me trying to redraw a picture from scratch and be like, okay, this guy's doing this and this guy's leaping here and this, I don't like to do a lot of that because, honestly, you have your own perceptions of stuff. And sometimes I think it disturbs the artist's creative process. I think you have to give them a lot of leeway. I mean, certain things, are going to be a certain way. Like, like I said, the cover we did with the X-Men 141, it's supposed to look that way. It was look for a very specific look. So it looked the way it did and bam, that's what we got. But there's other pieces where you can look at something and go, I like this idea, but I don't think this thing works with that. So you take we have like an action sequence. We have like nearly 250 action sequences that you can take. That I tell people, take a look at them, look at the action, look what's going on, and use them for your art. Say, okay, I'd like something like this piece like this, but maybe swap out this guy for this thing and this girl for this and this person doing this. It gives you a lot of the basic structure to start from. So even from an artist perspective, it's like, okay, this is great. I get an idea of what's inside your head and what you think is right. And I think that is very helpful to the artist. And, you don't have to, if the picture that you see, you don't have to copy it. You can get inspired by it, or you can say, oh, I'd like something like this, but maybe not so many people here, but you can at least use that as a blueprint to start from. And that's very helpful to them because a lot of people don't realize, artists are just like regular people. They need inspiration to get them excited to do stuff. If you give them great sample work to work from, they can take that and go run with it. That's what makes it awesome. Usually, like for me, I would go with comic book covers because I think comic book covers, you do comic books every month, you get a certain style and a certain look, and you'll see a lot of great covers, and I think they work very well. Obsidian Apocalypse, the cover we did for that is actually a comic book cover that I saw that was great, and the difference was it was a hot girl on the cover, and she's firing down these undead guys with her crossbows, and I said, oh my God, I'd love to do that scene. I think it's a great scene. We did the same scene with our genocide and that, so it's like very angel-esque, and it fit very well, and it looks awesome. And this is ours is more horror focused, but it's the look was there, the angle was there. So when I give it to the artist, he's like, oh, okay, now I see what you're getting. All right, great, boom. And it saves just a lot of time. It saves you a lot of time, saves them a lot of time, and just makes the whole experience, I think, better for everybody. I think too many people try to outthink an artist and they don't understand how it really works, and they're just, well, this is the way I want it, and that's how I want it. And they get a piece that isn't as strong as it could be. something that JP said, and I guess I knew it, but I didn't know it till he said it. He goes, the thing with covers, and this is JP Chaplow, the thing with covers is that you should be able to look at a cover and look at one of the guys and go, I wonder what that guy's story is. You know, and I think that's a powerful move visually, even when you're doing this basic. It's like, you see somebody like, I wonder what their story is. What are they about? You know, what's going on there? I think that is a piece that only makes it smarter for you to do good artwork. So just something to think about, something you can go through, something you can check. You know, like I said, this is all fun stuff. You do lots of fun stuff here. You know, check out the stuff I've sent. Have some fun, get some good ideas, and have some fun. Because being creative is awesome. All right, so that's it for tonight. You know, 15 minutes went by like this. Always does. So tomorrow will be our wrap-up show. And remember, again, Saturday we'll be doing a show with the guys from Alligator Alley Entertainment for their Espergenesis Kickstarter. We're probably going to talk about lots of other stuff, but that'll probably be the main focus. So if you're interested, even if you're not interested, I'd say check it out because you're going to get probably some really good research material and understand where they're coming from. Plus, you never know. I might tell some crazy stories or you might find some crazy ideas of stuff you don't know about because, you know, it's a small industry and everybody knows everybody. So we always have some good stories about something maybe you don't know about. Just something to think about. All right, everybody. I guess we've had a great night. And, yeah, it's gone, well, it's gone better than it was. Let's put it that way. Tomorrow's going to be another long day for me. I'm hoping the show isn't too painful tomorrow because I have some issues. We're going to be dealing with Lucas tomorrow, but nothing crazy. Just typical doctor stuff driving us crazy the old-fashioned way. Ugh. So, as always, you know, if you're a fan, go to our YouTube page for our YouTube people over here. Push the little button to subscribe. Very, very important. If you want to talk about something specific, send me an email. You can always send me an email directly on Facebook. You know, on Facebook, you can join us here every, Monday through Thursday. I'll be here putting stuff up. We can talk about whatever. I'm always open for new topics or something crazy online you might have heard about. So, boom, send me an email. Send me a message. Hey, be my friend. If you see me online, ask about some crazy idea. Oh, crap. Before I run off. For our Pathfinder fans out there. So I was kicking out ideas with Jeff Lee because I had two classes. I told you there's two hybrid classes I'm working on. Well, I say I'm working on. Let me rephrase that. The two hybrid classes that Jeff's working on and I'm bothering him about, he's going to start working on those. And I came up with a third one because I kept saying, I'd really like to do this class, but I don't know how I can do it right. And I kept saying, maybe a Ranger Slayer. I'm like, no, that isn't, just like, no, that's not the right thing. I said, well, how about, like a witch assassin? He's like, no, that's not going to work either. And then we finally settled on witch barbarian. And the class that we wanted to make was a headhunter. Yes, an actual headhunter. Like I'm chopping off your head. And that's not the cool part. Yes, they take your head. Yeah, that's kind of cool. But your head becomes still useful as an item for them. So this person will be carrying around severed heads of all different types of monsters and creatures and humanoids in a bag or whatever around their neck, shrunken head to use on the character. And I just think visually I have an idea where I want to go with it. I think it's going to be great. I think people will like it. I think the mechanic we have in play, I think people will think it's even more amazing. So that's something I'm hoping to do very soon. I got to kick around with Jeff and some ideas with that and let him go crazy and we'll have a good time. So much fun. As always, like I said, you subscribe right here on the YouTube. And I guess that's it for tonight. Do yourself a favor. Go tell your mother and your father that you love them. You never know. Something might happen. Or a loved one that you care about, you haven't talked to a while. Tell them you love them. They'd appreciate that. I know. I'm Mr. Sensitive. I know. But it's a beautiful thing. You don't even get it. All right, everybody. You have a good night, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.